When a king is born, you go to the palace. When a priest appears, you go to the temple. When God becomes human, you go to a stable. It was not a logistical error, it was a theological statement. Welcome to the Sebcast, home of the #1 network for your life. Here, we turn our beloved stories on their heads, look at what history might have overlooked, and discover together how Jesus invites us into a greater story in which we live, work, and play. God did not use the temple as a starting point. He uses a place without ritual, rank, or legitimacy, and he does it intentionally because he wants to show the world God begins where people give up. He builds where no one looks. The temple was full of gold, smoke, music, sacrifices, and religious authority. The stable was full of dung, silence, simplicity, and no systemic power. God chooses the stable. Look at Jesus' movement through the Gospels. He was not born in the temple, but later came to confront it. Matthew 21:12-13. He chose fishermen, not scribes. He healed in unclean places and on wrong days. He did not give a new temple ritual. He gave a meal. He did not say, "Go to the temple." He said, "Follow me." Jesus builds a kingdom not anchored in a place, but in a person, not in a building, but in a body, the church itself. But here is the tension. We like temples. We like things that are measurable, with structure, formal looking, impressive feeling, tweetable, and Instagram worthy. We think, if God really works, it will look big. But the gospel says what looks big is sometimes empty. What looks small is sometimes holy. God did not choose the temple first because he wants you to know your identity is not managed by religious performance. Your worth is not determined by how good your life looks. Your calling does not begin at a podium, it starts with presence. You can find God far from the place where people expect him to be. Imagine an old priest in Jerusalem hears rumors of a Messiah. He waits for it to be recorded in the city's annals. He looks at the temple, he looks at the calendar, he looks at the curtain. But the Messiah is not there. He is among animals. He is sweaty. He smells like the field. He is outside the system that sustains the priests. He is present but unrecognizable to the power center. This is how God silently protests. The new growth for the #1 network for your life, of which you are a part and to which you contribute, can be different, because if we build the church like the temple, we will form people who think God's presence is central and far, wait for the professional to be spiritual, believe only Sunday is holy, feel they must perform to be accepted. But if we build the network like the stable, we will anticipate the presence of God in small spaces, see the ordinary life as sacred, work, family, coffee, street, form leadership not just from position but from character, live faith as a way of being human, not just a service, and view obstacles as signposts because God begins where we break. The stable model is not anti-temple, it is anti-illusion. It is a call to see again where God already is and meet him there. If you seek God where power, influence, status, and structures dominate, you will likely miss him. But if you learn to stop, look, listen, breathe in the stable spaces, the unnoticed moments, the unfinished pieces, then you realize God did not come where he would fit. He came where we would think he does not belong, and right there the kingdom begins. Until tomorrow, take care.